Peace be upon you, my beloved brothers and sisters. May Allah fill your homes with mercy and your hearts with light. I speak to you today with a trembling voice and a grateful heart to share a journey from humiliation to healing, from fear to faith, and from isolation to the embrace of a living ummah. May Allah reward everyone who listens, prays, and stands with those who are tested. My tears tonight are different. I remember the day I said the Shahada like a sunrise after years of fog. The words felt older than my breath, truer than my name. For the first time, all the questions that had haunted me fell silent, as if a door inside had finally opened. Islam wasn't a new rule book. It was the missing rhythm of my soul. I wore my hijab like a promise to Allah and a comfort to my heart. But peace met a storm. In my American school's long, polished hallways, curiosity turned to whispers, then whispers turned to jokes, and jokes turned into lessons where I became the example. What extremism looks like! The friends who used to lean in and laugh began to step back and look away. I told myself to be patient, to answer ignorance with kindness, but patience can feel like standing alone in the cold. The day it happened, winter had already crept under my skin. A hand, sharp, careless, angry, yanked my hijab from behind. A gasp scattered across the hallway, followed by laughter that cut like broken glass. My head felt naked, but worse than that, my dignity did. I pressed the scarf to my chest like a wounded bird. I wanted to disappear, but I couldn't. In that moment, I learned how heavy a silence can be when no one steps forward to say, "Stop!" I ran to the bathroom, locked myself in a stall, and cried in the hollow echo of tile and fluorescent light. I begged Allah for strength. I begged him to make something good out of this ugliness. I begged him to keep my heart soft when everything around me was trying to make it hard. The ugliness followed me home. Some students created fake accounts to mock me, photoshopped my face onto cruel images, and flooded my messages with words I would never repeat. Complaints went nowhere. Policies looked good on paper but collapsed in practice. And then the final blow. I lost my part-time job after concerns were escalated to management. Concerns about what? About me praying during break? About a scarf on my head? About a faith that teaches mercy? Bills do not wait for justice. I doubled down on prayer. I recited the verses I knew and learned the ones I needed. Every sajda became a shelter. I cried into the carpet and found, astonishingly, that the carpet did not drown me. It lifted me. I remembered the Prophet's patience when mocked, slandered, boycotted. I remembered that the early believers bled and still believed. I remembered that Allah is with the patient. In a moment of shaky courage, I recorded my story and posted it. My finger hovered over publish like it was hovering over an abyss. I expected stones. I expected more cruelty. I expected to be told that I had asked for it. That is not what I found. I woke up to dua, ikir, waves and waves of it. May Allah protect you and your hijab. May He make your steps firm. May He turn every tear into a mountain of reward. It was like opening a window and hearing an ocean breathe. Messages poured in from places I could barely place on a map, in languages I could not speak, stitched together by a single word, sister. A mother from Egypt wrote, "Before we slept, we raised our hands and prayed for you. My 6-year-old daughter said, Ya Allah, don't let this sister cry again." I read it again and again until the words were memorized by my heartbeat. A child I will never meet had taken my pain into her little palms and offered it up to the sky. A brother from London sent a message. "Sister, I know you lost your job because of discrimination. Please accept this small support from your brother for the sake of Allah." He sent money. I never asked. I never hinted. His help arrived like rain on a roof I thought would cave in. Sisters from Pakistan collected donations so I could buy interview clothes and pay for transport to job fairs. A sister in Indonesia sent me a beautifully translated Quran and wrote, "This book carried me through my darkest year. I pray it carries you too." A scholar in Morocco offered me weekly lessons, free, patiently walking me through fiqh and akida, line by line, like someone steadying a trembling hand. From the U.S., a local masjid invited me to their Revert circle, where women sat in a ring of tea, tissues, and truth, and said the words I needed most. You are not a guest here, you are family. Every notification wasn't just a ping, it was a bandage. Every ameen was a thread stitching up a tear the world had made. In the mirror, I began to see not the girl whose hijab was torn, but the woman whose heart Allah was repairing. I learned more about Islam in those days than in any lecture hall. Brotherhood and sisterhood were no longer poetic words. They were logistics, calendars, grocery runs, rent envelopes slipped under the door, time slots for calls when the night felt too heavy. They were the voices that said, "We will call the school with you. We will help you document every incident. We will accompany you to meet the counselor." They were the hands that said, without saying, "We refuse to let you stand alone." The Ummah is real. I can testify to that. With your support, I found a new job at a community center that respects my prayer times and smiles at my hijab. With your encouragement, I started tutoring younger students who face bullying, teaching them not just algebra and essays, but breathing through panic and standing through storms. With your dua, my faith did not just survive, it deepened, widened, and rooted itself like a tree that decided it would not be moved. There is one more thing I must say, and I want it to be as clear as the day. To everyone who supported me financially through the thanks feature and beyond, may Allah reward you with goodness upon goodness. Your contributions did not just pay bills, they bought me time to breathe, to heal, and to learn. They turned urgent notices into quiet nights of Quran. They turned a locked door into a hallway with new doors I could finally knock on. And to everyone who offered thanks, kind words, and encouragement, your messages were medicine. They taught me that gratitude can be a form of rescue, that a single "we are with you" can silence 100 mocking laughs. You reminded me that our prophet taught us to love for our brothers and sisters what we love for ourselves. And you lived that teaching with such beauty that I will carry it for the rest of my life. If you are a new Muslim listening to this, or an old Muslim feeling newly taught, your tears are not wasted. Allah counts them. Your patience is not invisible. Allah records it. And this Ummah you have joined or are still curious about, it is not a bit. It is millions of quiet mercies linked together across time zones, accents, and colors, all saying the same word: family. Today, when I wrap my hijab, I remember the day it was torn. I also remember the day you helped me tie it back on with steadier hands. I am not who I was in that hallway. I am stronger, softer, and more certain. I do not fear the echo of laughter anymore. I listen for the chorus of Amin rising higher. May Allah bless every person who prayed, donated, messaged, or simply felt my pain and turned it into compassion. May He make us all keys to goodness, locks against harm, and lanterns along each other's paths. And may He write us among those who stood together when it was hardest to stand. To my brothers and sisters, thank you. To those who supported me financially through the thanks feature and in private, thank you. To those who offered thanks, dua, and encouragement, thank you. You did not just help me through a trial. You showed me what Islam truly looks like when it walks on earth. Alhamdulillah for Islam. Alhamdulillah for this Ummah. Alhamdulillah for you.